Hello, everybody. This is APBA Brian with the Picks the Post show. For the Wildcard weekend, we made it to the playoffs.
Yay!
And we're joined by Rob Kinsler from Rob Exclamation Point, Bob Bryant, and then going clockwise, Keith White from Keith Long Underdue. And Michael Peterson's with us, as well as Tim Gillis.
No playoffs for me.
Tim won last week with a 13-3 record. That's a tough weekend to get a 13-3 record. Dan sent his picks to me, and he was 12-4, but Tim was a winner. Here's our pick standings for the season, and really,
I really dropped.
The four at the top are really close. Dan's at 62%, and the next three are just hundreds of percentage points apart, and Michael Peterson is very close as well.
I'm going off a stinky week, though. I'm not surprised I'm that high.
So that's how the math worked out. Let's get started with the picks, and let me see. Lori is behind the scenes again with us to do the.
Yay!
Lori, you do a great job for us.
Gifts and things. Now, Lori, I do have a question. With 7 of us on here, are you able to get the big screen going? There's Bob, but I don't think we've got the big screen going quite yet.
Hello?
Maybe we'll stay with the normal screens.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just stay with the normal screen.
Our first game. Odell is calling Michael.
Well, we haven't got to our first game yet, Michael.
No, I know. I gotta ask Brian this question because I'm having trouble trying to find it too. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I can at least I can find the WWE music easier than this. I tried that. I'm going to try it again later. Okay, fine. Yeah. One of my fans
it moved the screens off and kicked me out, and I'm in here doing like this.
All right, we're gonna keep the screens
what music
like
that
this.
was you were playing. They liked it, and they couldn't find it on Shazam. Neither could I.
Shazam.
Something called Feeding the Ducks. Our first wildcard weekend game is the Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans. That's going to be on NBC Saturday at 3:30 p.m. And it's indoors, so we're not worried about the weather. Cleveland is 11-6. Houston is 10-7, and it's 44 over and under. And Cleveland is favored by 2.5 points. Let's see. Let's go with Bob. Bob, who's going to win this game?
Give me Houston. I think they're going to win this one at home.
All right, got you down for Houston. Next up is Tim.
Not trying to be a homer, but I think they put way too much pressure on C.J. Stroud, and the Browns should win this by 10 points.
All right. Next up, we got Rob.
Tim stole my thunder. They're not going to win by 10 points. They're going to win by 11 points. 27-16. I like it Browns in this game. Yeah. I think Stroud, and I know I'll probably upset a lot of people. He will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. But I think he'll also take a biggest nosedive next year. I think he's going to end up being the next kid that was up there at Seattle this year. The quarterback that was up there.
Geno?
Geno?
Geno Smith. I think he'll be another Geno Smith.
No.
Browns fans getting ready for this game going to Houston.
But,
one thing about
I just don't think Stroud. I think Stroud is going to end up folding under the pressure. I'm with Tim. They've got a lot. They've got a lot of good defense, and I think they're going to play well this week. I like Cleveland.
One thing's for sure about Stroud last week, he showed up ready to play.
And there's more to talk about that as Stroud, little play action to start. Good protection. Airs it out for Collins. He's got it. One play, touchdown, Texans.
First play of the game.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Keith, who's going to win?
Yeah, I don't want to overthink it too much. I find myself in all week and ever since I found out the matchup here that I've never even really considered giving any thought to the Texans winning this game. And sometimes I wonder if I'm just a little too quick to make a decision. But then again, the more I think about it, I think the Browns, their pass rush, their defensive line is just going to be a little too much for a rookie quarterback in this kind of a stage. I'm not going to say Houston doesn't have any chance to win this game. They might even keep it close, but I think Cleveland prevails.
All right, Harris is at work. Can't be with us. He picked Cleveland also. Michael?
All right, this is nice way to start the playoffs, though, with a good game. Who gets this game?
NBC.
NBC, that's right.
NBC and Telemundo.
They get one good game, and then yep. Yeah, this is important. Hold on. New phone. Hello? Yeah, hi, Brownie. What's up, buddy? How's Bernie? Okay, good. Yeah, you guys had a good week. You guys are in the playoffs. It was fun. Even though Cincinnati beat the crap out of you last week, that kind of scares me a little bit. What do you think? Yeah, I know. Well, enjoy the game on TV. I'll talk to you. Okay, good. Yeah, good luck to you. Okay. Brownie will enjoy the game on TV. Cleveland got clobbered last week by the Bengals. I know they put in Scrubberino and Scrubberino here and Scrubberino there. And they lost to Browning, who had a good year with the Bengals. Sorry about the quarterback situation there. This is my thought, though. I know one of my least favorite quarterbacks is there, and he's won a Super Bowl. You know who I'm talking about.
Flacco.
Joey.
The only problem I have with this game is that Houston is home. If it was a road game, I would think about taking Brownie the Elf. But I'm looking for an upset for some strange reason. We've had a very strange year. I'm going to take the Texans at home.
All right, so far we've got 4 for Cleveland, 2 for Houston. Most of us think Cleveland's going to keep the season alive. But I'm kind of looking at this game. This is the game that Amari Cooper went off with Joe Flacco. He had 265 yards when they played the first time. I think it's going to be more of a defensive game this time around between Myles Garrett, Will Anderson Jr. coming off the edge for Texas. I'm concerned about Houston's offensive line. They're ranked 19th at this point of the year. So Cleveland will have a pass rush. And then it's pretty even with Nico Collins and Amari Cooper on the season. Collins got 1,297 yards, 80 catches. Singletary and Jerome Ford, that's about a wash. I think they're about the same. But I'm with Bob and I'm with Mike. I'm going with Houston.
Yeah. Yay.
All right, this next game, before we get it going, I've got to get properly attired here.
MJF.
There you go.
Miami is coming to Kansas City. This game is on the Peacock channel. It's going to be the mystery game, unless you have the Peacock.
I do.
Except in Kansas City, it will be shown on a local channel.
Probably in the Miami area as well. Will be.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And then
thinking.
Miami is 11-6. Kansas City's 11-6. Kansas City's favored by 3.5 points. It's 42 over and under, and it's going to be very cold. 9 for a high, -5 for a low. So it's probably going to be about 0 game time. Wind chills below 0, and a 43% chance of morning snow.
Again, 43. If you got these fancy numbers.
Oh.
All right, Miami, you are welcome to Kansas City. Right now, it is kind of cold out there. This is how the Chiefs will be practicing. They're already practicing for the playoff game.
Oh yeah. They can catch snowballs.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Tim,
heard there's a football sometime, maybe.
Tim,
Maybe.
who's gonna win this game?
I mean, both offenses kind of, look like trash. I think I'll go with the home team, especially both teams are on, during the chart. They barely beat the Chargers, but they didn't have anybody playing. So I'll go with the Chiefs being the home team.
Okay, Rob.
Yeah, the Dolphins did not impress me very much against the Bills. I really thought they were going to beat the Bills. I still think they're a better team. The Bills, I think, is the most overrated team in the playoffs. Kansas City, they're at home. They don't lose at home very often when it means something. I don't think they will here. You said 3.5. I think they covered that. 24-20 Kansas City.
All right, Keith.
Every year, it seems like there's at least one team in the wild card round that'll look like they're already beaten before the game starts. And I remember when Cincinnati would go to Houston. It seemed like they would be that team. They just go down there, they'd look completely flat and not play very well, and they'd be seemingly out of it before the half was over. I just have a feeling that this year that's going to be the Dolphins. They lost their chance of being the high seed and winning the division last week. They've been beat up with some injuries lately. A lot of the season, in fact, I think. But I just have a feeling Kansas City is going to win this game fairly easily, as long as somebody does catch a ball now and then. And Kelsey, I think, can be counted on to make some big plays in this game. I really don't think this will be that close come the end of the game. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Michael?
Uh-oh. I thought I heard somebody. Yeah. Hello? Yeah, this is the private line. Hi, Taylor.
Hello to Ron McGrath.
Hello, Taylor. Yeah, I know. Are you going to be in your little comfort zone up there for the football game? Go see your boyfriend? You look good at the Grammys. I didn't see you showed up for his game. That's probably why they lost. Uh-huh. All right. Well, maybe you sing a song for him or something like that, or wear something hot on a cold day, and then you'll be in the heated, you'll be in the heated clubhouse or whatever. Uh-huh. Okay. Bye-bye.
They won.
Yeah, but still. This is for all the old timers here. I remember a game watching when I was a kid, and it was worse than this, okay? And the uniforms were a lot different then. It was a cold day on artificial turf in Cincinnati.
Was that the Ed Podolak game?
San Diego Fouts, right?
Yes, it was the San Diego Chargers against the Cincinnati Bungles. on a day that was like minus 35 degrees with a wind chill. Now, I know it's only going to be 9 degrees in Kansas City, okay? Now, you know how I always talk about East Coast, West Coast, and all that? Well, this is North versus South. South has the better weather. They got to go north. And I don't know if these guys are coming back to play. Is Hill playing? I don't know. Is it somebody else? Isn't Waddle waddling? Is he going to waddle? But he might have an advantage because he's he could be a penguin and do a touchdown dance. But in my world, it's North versus South. South has to bundle up and have those heaters working, and maybe there'll be a little trickery, like the heat will be not at 85 degrees, maybe it'll be like 80, while the Chiefs have their heaters set at 85 with their home field advantage. So for that reason at all, the only other question I have is Mostert playing?
Waddle and Mostert might get back. They may be playing.
Maybe. No, that doesn't suit it for me. I'm sorry, Fish. You've been good all year until the last couple of weeks. I gotta go with the Chiefs on this one in the freezing cold.
It'll make good television for Hard Knocks next week for
And
HBO.
one other thing, I feel sorry for those people who live in cities like New York, Green Bay, whatever. In my world,
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. That's right. All these people, they can't watch the P. That's what I call it. The P. I don't have to pay.
Most people don't give a hoot and would rather either listen to it on the radio or just do something better with their Saturday nights.
Probably have it on the radio because it's hard to get, even where I live. If I wanted to listen to this game on the radio, I'd have a hard time with it unless I had Alexa or Echo. There, comment made. Thank you.
Kansas City played their backups last week.
You just want to play sound and with good technique. On 3rd and goal, football comes loose. Kansas City has it with Edwards, and he's off and running. Edwards has a blocker, and he's going to take the rock all the way back for a Kansas City touchdown. Just took him right into that backfield, got off, and made the play in the backfield. Eckler lines up top of your picture on 3rd and 6. Stick buried, and it's Chris Jones, and he finally gets to the quarterback.
Yeah, that was greatness.
That was the $1.2 million sack. It took him until the third quarter because he didn't have the rest of his first string line. He got close several times, but it took him to the third quarter to get that sack.
Sounds like you got to play marbles.
Now, Ron McGath had
It was rumored after they came off the field that he immediately called Jones and said something about where's my check.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Ron McGath said something about the Chiefs offensive line backed up. Kind of interesting last week. Donovan Smith, the starting left tackle, is out with a neck stinger, and he tried to practice last Wednesday. Didn't work, so it's likely he will not be playing. They moved Jawan Taylor from right to left. They also looked at Joe Tooney playing left tackle, and he played pretty well there. He's an all-pro left guard. And then Lucas Nyang played right tackle. Lucas Nyang was a starting tackle for quite a while for the Chiefs in the Tampa Bay Super Bowl year. And he played pretty well. But he set out the COVID year. I think he gained some weight, got out of shape, so it took him a long time to get back into playing shape. But the way he played last week, it looks like he's ready to go. So I'm not too worried about the Chiefs' offensive line. I am worried about the receivers. If they can't catch the ball in good weather, when it's 0 degrees out there, it's going to be even harder. Although I do trust Rashee Rice. Nicole Hardeman had 6 catches last week. He looks like he's ready to go. If MVS is still on an active roster, I'm going to be disappointed. He should not see the field. It's been that bad of a year. For Miami, the one thing they showed last week when they played the Bills was a playoff atmosphere. Playoff games pick up in intensity and in speed. And you can look at the Buffalo-Miami game. That looked like a playoff game when they were playing for the title. The problem the Dolphins have is now they had another injury to a pass rusher last week. Now they're missing Phillips. They're missing last week. Van Ginkel went down. Who's the other guy?
Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, Chubb.
He's done.
So yeah, he's done for the year. There's 3 of their top pass rushers are out. They're missing a starting defensive back. And then last week, 2 linebackers, Jerome Baker and Van Ginkel, they went down and they're going to be out. So it is a banged up Miami defense coming to Kansas City. I just think L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie, our 2 corners, will probably be able to keep a lid on Tyreek Hill. They've already played Tyreek Hill. McDuffie took the ball out of his hands, if you remember that, in Germany. And that went for a pick, scoop and score. Sneed has not had a touchdown pass thrown against him, and he covers the other team's best receiver every week. And he has not given up a touchdown pass. He is a total snub for All-Pro. He should be an All-Pro. He had a way better year than Sauce Gardner had with New York. You check the stats. Yep, he did.
Excuse me.
And Gardner's All-Pro. So Sneed should be, I think, All-Pro. The other change that they made was interesting last week. They moved Creed Humphrey from center to left guard. I don't know if you noticed that. He's an All-Pro center. They played really well at left guard, and Mike Allegretti played well at center. So I'm not exactly sure how they're going to come out with their offensive line this coming week. It's the 3rd-ranked offensive line in the NFL. So whatever they do, I've got confidence in them. I think they'll do a good job. I'm picking Kansas City. Bob?
Well, I'm going to be the one on the island. I'm going to go with Miami. I think they're going to make a comeback this week against the Chiefs.
All right.
What did Harris do?
Harris picked Kansas City. It could happen. Miami, the game that ripped my heart out when I was a kid was the 1971 Christmas Day game with the Miami Dolphins, the Kansas City Chiefs, the one that was at that time the longest game in NFL history.
Yeah,
The game where Ed Polak ran 300 yards. That marked the end of the old Chiefs. It really did. And that game just ripped my heart out. Miami could do it again. We'll see. Somebody's dogs are.
Yeah, I think it might be Mike's.
Yeah. Feeding time.
They like my pick so far.
Next game is the CBS Sunday noon game. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Pittsburgh is 10-7. Buffalo's 11-6. Buffalo's favored by 9.5, and it's 35.5 over under. And the weather is supposed to be 25 degrees with a 34% chance of evening snow. So that's is it Rob's turn first.
Well, I'll tell you what, just call me Gilligan. I'm telling you right now, every time the Steelers have had to show up, they've played. They came out and they beat Baltimore twice this year. Nobody else can say that. And now 2 other teams played them, but nobody else beat them twice. They have heart. I don't care if they are playing for backup quarterback. I just seem to have him as Allen. I'm just not sold on the Buffalo being a tough team. I don't think they are. I don't see it. I think you can run over that team. I think when they slap them and they call their mama name, they'll slap them again. 20-18 upset. I'll take it by myself. I'll fly them on this one. Pittsburgh.
I'd like to see that, Rob. I don't know. I just have a feeling Buffalo's going to play a good game this week in front of their home fans. Pittsburgh, I don't think they're an easy win. I think that's a respectable defense still, and it's is Watt come out for the rest of the year?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's out this week.
I thought
He's
he
out
was.
this week for sure.
He's got a grade 2 MCL sprain. They expect he's out 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He might be back in 2 weeks, but for sure this week he's out.
But I think that is going to be probably a little bit too much that they're going to miss him. And again, I think the Bills will play pretty well. I think Allen will play pretty well this week in front of the home fans. I think Buffalo will get up early and hold them off probably by about 10 points. Line's about right. Bills.
Yeah, Watt might be out, but they still got Alex Highsmith coming in on the other side.
Yeah.
He is a great pass rusher too.
Yeah.
Michael?
This is okay. Hello? Yeah, JJ. Oh, I see. I heard you doing color commentary. You want to show off it? Yeah, you want to show off against your brother. Uh-huh. Well, your brother ain't playing, right? Maybe you go to Subway and get yourself one of those 2-for-1 Subway sandwiches. You're always picking on that poor little hot dog on the commercial. Uh-huh. Okay. At least you don't have to worry about Taylor and all that kind of crap. Bye. You know what, Rob? I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about it too. But something impressed me last week with the Steelers. I watched the game, and at the end of the game, the Steelers won it, and they went and they interviewed Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. And the interview impressed me because Mason is very cool, very calm. I know he's played as a backup for many years, but he speaks well. He says what is needed to be said. He didn't go over the top and crazy. And I just found it to be a good interview. So that being said, if he gives this kind of a good interview, can you imagine how much respect he has in the huddle when he has to call plays with his coach and all that? Okay, Josh Allen's a free-for-all. He's good. I'm not saying that. He's a free-for-all. But I think Pittsburgh's defense may be a little bit better than Buffalo's. They're playing on turf. The Bills Mafia is more worried about jumping on tables than watching them run the ball. So my theory and my logic says if I were a betting man, I would take the Steelers and the points. And I agree with you. I'm going to take the Steelers to pull the upset.
All right.
Good kid.
So Miami will punt. Back-to-back possessions. Jake Bailey with a big punt. Sends Deontay Hardy all the way back to the 5. Has some space. Takes off. Look out, Hardy. Gets a block downfield. Hardy's going to go. He's in midfield. Nobody's going to catch him. Deontay Hardy, 95 yards. Davis out. Trent Sherfield is in as the third wide receiver. Fake the give. Over the top. Deflected in the air. Sherfield dragged his feet. Touchdown. Ruled a touchdown.
Just like
Wow, I didn't know about that play.
Should have been one of those Kevin Harlan calls, you know?
That 97-yard touchdown was the turning point of that game. It was a slobber knocker. It was a tough, hard-fought game, but that kind of is what got Buffalo over the hump. Rob, I agree with you on Mason Rudolph. Of the 3 Pittsburgh quarterbacks this year, Mason Rudolph has definitely been the best. He's throwing at 74%, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions in the 3 games that he started. Josh Allen, though, he has accounted for 44 touchdowns, thrown for 4,300 yards, 29 touchdown passes, 18 interceptions. I think I noticed last week about Buffalo is they have added Leonard Fournette, who's a big back, and he helped them. He's a power runner, more so than James Cook. Buffalo's coming into the game on a 5-game winning streak. The knee injury to Gabe Davis is said to not be serious, so he should be out there. And the other thing I noticed about Buffalo is a cornerback, number 7, Teron Johnson. He had an amazing defensive game last week against Miami. Good tackler. Pittsburgh with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. That's like 1,900 yards of rush offense right there. They may run through Buffalo. Buffalo's defense is good, but Miami got some running yards against them. Pittsburgh's going to be on a 3-game winning streak. Offensive line, we've been talking about this all year. They've improved, especially with Broderick Jones at right tackle. I'm not ready, though, to go with Pittsburgh in this game. I am picking Buffalo. Bob?
Well, Michael and Rob, I'm going to jump on your bandwagon. I think I'm not really a Pittsburgh fan, but I'm going with Pittsburgh this time.
Tim?
I just think that Allen, with his feet, brings a bigger dynamic than Rudolph does. So for that case, I'm going to take the Bills.
Bills just want to make me shout. There was another of her where she goes, "Here we go." Bill's really cute, but it was too big of a gift to put on. Next game up is the.
What did Harris do?
Harris has picked Buffalo.
Okay.
Well, that sounds very positive for the likes of Eberflus. As Love goes down the way for another big play. It's Reed sprinting. Reed runs into Jackson and gets shoved out at about the 12 or 13-yard line. Another huge gain, the biggest of the day, in fact.
Game next week. I don't know if anybody saw that coming a few weeks ago.
Here's Rush on the play fake. Going to get it out to the far side, and it's caught there. And leaping people. Oh, my goodness. Peyton Hendershot who blocked the punt, jumping over people.
All right, it's the playoffs in Dallas. Green Bay, it's going to be on Fox Sunday at 3:30 game. Green Bay is 9-8. Dallas is 12-5. Dallas is favored by 7.5. 49.5 points. The over/under. Let's see, Keith, you are first.
Yeah, Dallas is playing pretty good, and they played really well at home all year long. They're just. I still don't know if I trust McCarthy with his clock management. If it gets late in the game, I think they could be very vulnerable in this one. And Jordan Love, watching him play this last weekend, I was really impressed with what he did. His deliveries are even starting to look like Aaron Rodgers, the way he kind of has his feet set and stuff as he delivers the ball. And he seems to have make some really good decisions and see things really well lately. I'm thinking the Packers have a chance here. I'm going to go with Dallas because of the way they played at home this year, but recent history, and especially recent history with Dallas, but then Green Bay, the way they performed this last week, I'm not going to say Green Bay is going to get beaten by a lot of points in this game. I think they keep it close. And if Dallas gets in a spot where they have to manage the clock late, they could find themselves at an early exit again. But I'm going to go with Dallas.
When's the last time Dallas has won a playoff game?
At least against the Lions. Maybe they won one last year. They beat Tampa last year.
Yeah, Tampa. And that's the one. But before that,
on a Monday night, they beat them on a Monday night.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Michael.
Oh, my New York hotline. Hello, Jerry. What are you doing on a New York hotline? Oh, you're gonna try and beg. You're gonna try and beg and plead and stuff like that from me. No, Jerry. Just because you're home, you don't have to be a big braggart about it. Yeah. Yeah, you're not getting WrestleMania this year. They're not going to move it for you. They're not going to move the Super Bowl for you. They're not going to do that, No, and you don't invite Rages. That's Pat McAfee's deal. Yeah, okay. Bye. Oh, you guys know how much I love the Cowboys. I loathe them. I have a Michael theory. Now, the good news is that they're not playing up in Green Bay, or else I'd be more confident. I have this feeling, and I don't know why, but I'm going to say it. I am going to say that Zach may get hurt.
Dak, you mean?
It's a possibility. Don't ever say it's not. Look at our hero Rodgers. 4 plays, and he was done for the year. It could happen. And my heart of hearts, even though I live down here, I can't stand this team. Jordan Love is having a great year. He's not going to be Rookie of the Year. I think Aaron Jones can do something. I'd like to find a way that the secondary, they said somewhere that, I don't know if it was Green Bay or whatever, they only had 4 interceptions from their safeties all year. I don't know if that's true or not.
They have a pretty good pass rush.
They have a so-so defense, and I'm worried that Pollard may run on them. But my heart of hearts, I know I got to go against my logic. I'm going to be on the island. Let's go, Pack. Do it for Bart. Do it for Vince. Do it for Jimmy Taylor. Do it for whatever. But beat the Cowgirls.
Ray Nitschke.
Yeah, Ray Nitschke.
Do it for the 68 Cowboys who
Donald the Duke and the Driver.
Right, that cold weather.
No, let's go, Pack.
Do it for Rodgers.
Do you know that they have a huge Green Bay Packer following down here in Texas? They have
Every state has every team backer that you could think of, in my opinion.
But the one I think of the most when I go to restaurants or something, Packers. Don't ask. But let's go, Pack.
Do it for Chamara.
Whatever happens, Green Bay has found their quarterback. Jordan Love, 64%, 4,159 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So Favre, Rodgers, and now Jordan Love. What a blessing that city has had to have those 3 quarterbacks right back to back to back. Dallas is 8-0 at home. The Seahawks and Lions gave them a game at home, but they're undefeated at home. McCarthy is kind of a revenge game for him. He gets a crack at his former team. Dallas pass rush, and I think their secondary is going to be too much for Green Bay. Green Bay's offensive line is kind of rated lower third of the league. Micah Parsons, 14 sacks. Dorrance Armstrong, 7.5 sacks. I think they're going to get in there and cause a lot of trouble for Jordan Love. And then I think Prescott will be able to burn Green Bay's pass defense. So I'm picking Dallas. Bob?
Not gonna be on the island.
Dallas has not been good playoff team, and I'm going to go with Green Bay.
What?
Michael, you
I'm
got
not all for myself. I was going to play the Gilligan Island theme song.
Tim?
You and me, Michael. You and me.
That sounds
I will not be joining Bob and Michael on that 3-hour tour.
They need a seesaw for entertainment now.
Yeah, no, I'll take the Packers. Dominant at home, and then I don't think that the Packers can handle the pass rush and secondary.
The other thing, too, is playoffs intensity goes up. The game is faster. The games are more physical. And Green Bay is I think the second youngest team in the NFL.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
is gonna-
26, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I said that on Good Morning Football this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to
Moving in
be
the
a
right
little.
direction, but yeah, it might be a little early for him.
It's going to be a little early, I think, for him. Rob?
Y'all, I think overthinking this. I picked the Packers last week against the Bears. And nobody picked the Pack but me. No, they don't have a chance, folks. They may as well just pack their stuff and go. 20 points minimum. I would give somebody 20 points and take the Cowboys. This will not be a game by halftime. You will be cutting your TV off. 41-17. It's over before it starts.
What Harris do?
4:30.
Next up. Oh, yes.
Hey, what did Harris pick?
Yes.
Come on.
What's
Harris
the
picked
line
Dallas.
on the Dallas Green Bay game?
9.5.
Yeah, that's
9.5.
Dallas favored by 7.5.
7.5, yeah.
49.5 over under.
I'd give that up in a heartbeat. I'd go over.
All right. The next game, it was the Sunday night game at 7 p.m. at Central Time. NBC will be carrying that game. Rams are 10-7 at Detroit, 12-5. Detroit's favored by 3. 51.5 is the over under. I think Mike, you first.
I just noticed all the AFC games are first, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. They played them in order, which is the first time I think he said they've done it in 27 years.
Wow.
All right, it's time. It's time to hear about little Matthew Pafford. They're not going to call me. They don't need to call me. Dan's an ex-Giant, so his telepathy goes through me. The Lions are, to me, the story in these playoffs. Okay, they were close last year. They lost in the last week of the season. This year, they got pissed off. They got off to a great start. They faded in the middle, and then they kind of blew away at the end. It's the quarterback rematch between Pafford and Goff. They're playing indoors, so that doesn't matter. But I'm going to tell you who's the big story in this one. The big story is going to be Aiden Hutchinson. Why? What happened last night? He's going to do it for the college football champion Michigan Wolverines. Therefore, and for their poor Pafford's going to get his elbow hurt. He's don't know which way he's going. He might go east to go back to Los Angeles and stuff like that.
The other East. Okay.
No. He's actually right there. If he's confused, he'll go east to go to Los Angeles.
Right.
Yeah.
He's confused.
Yeah.
Right. That's what's going to happen.
Because
That's what's going to happen. They're going to have a field day on him. I think the Lions are a better team right now, and I think that Pafford's going to go east to go to Los Angeles. That's right. Trust me. I'm a Lion. Mm-hmm. I'm going with Detroit. Go Lions.
I think you and Stafford ought to have a nice iced tea together or something, Michael.
Actually, he probably bring his Little Caesars, the
Pizza. That's right.
You could share a piece of pizza with him, too.
Pizza.
All right, last week, I did not pick Detroit because I thought they were locked into their seed, and that was a mistake. I looked on CBS, and they kind of misled me. They were not locked into their seed. They could have gone to a number 2 seed, but it was going to take New York to win their game, the Giants, and it was going to take Washington to beat the Cowboys. So Dan Campbell had to sit back and do some thinking, and I don't think he thought that through enough. He played his starters because he. But I would, if I were him. Oh my goodness, he got one of his best players injured, Laporta, and oh my gosh, Now he's saying today that Laporta has an outside shot to play now, and then we'll know for sure for 48 hours.
He might be playing outside.
I really have my doubts. I think I think Campbell's kind of covering his butt. He should not have had his starters in there. If you're counting on Washington to beat Dallas and the Giants, yes, the Giants did win to beat the Eagles to get number 2. And the number 2 seed is not that much better than the number 3 seed. Yeah. I think he made a huge, huge mistake. They're going to really need Gibbs and Montgomery to have big days to win this game. Detroit's offensive line is ranked number 2, but their defense is only ranked number 23 in the NFL. They can kind of stop the run on good days, but their secondary, it gets shredded often. And I think Stafford is going to have the guys who can shred that secondary. Cooper Kupp rested last week, but he'll be back. And then Nakoa. Puka had 105 catches, 1,400 and what do you have? 14. We got it down here somewhere.
What school did he come from?
1,486 BYU, 1,486 yards. So the quarterbacks are about the same. Stafford is 63%, 3,965 yards. Goff, about the same stats. But I think Goff is, between those two, I think he might be a little more motivated because Stafford has his Super Bowl. Goff wants his. I might be on an island here. But man, they got a running game too. They can match Detroit's running games with Kyron Williams, 1,144 yards, rushing 5 yards per carry. I might be on an island. I'm picking the Rams to go in there and pull off the upset. Bob?
I think this is the year of the Lion, and so I'm going to pick Detroit.
Tim?
I think part of the reason why they said that Campbell played was because they've got a young team, and the mess up the chemistry for a whole week would just kind of not suit them very well. I get the whole thing for saving injury, but you could get injured, playing next week. Why not playing a week? Or you play scared or something, I get it. Plus the tight end is sort of, he catches 5 passes and mostly in the red zone.
He's their go-to guy.
But if you're depending too much on your tight end, I don't really like your passing game anyways.
All year long, he's been their go-to guy. Yeah, they got St.
He shouldn't have been on that field. I'm with you. He shouldn't even been dressed. Yeah, I'm with you.
They'll get another tight end to catch some balls. Okay, he needs to make 5 catches, the next tight end. So, okay, great, but not big loss if he doesn't play, in my opinion. Like I said, he's not healthy yet, but he's okay. He's a rookie. To me, it comes. I don't even know how to pick this because, what? Since I haven't picked anything, Brian, you will not be on an island. I'll go with the Rams.
They're one of the hotter teams right now. Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I lost. To me, that coach now is way down the ladder. You don't play no guys. Nobody that means anything for this week should have been on that field. If there's a problem with him being young and you can't get motivated for a playoff game, you don't deserve to be a coach now. Yeah, I lost total respect for them. I hope they lose. On top of it, I was rooting for them early. I don't think they're as good a team right now. The Rams, I'm not sure anybody wants to play them, and I'm including the Niners. I'm including Cleveland, Pittsburgh, everybody. I don't know who wants to play the Rams right now. You got probably the 2 best receivers right now healthy, and I'm with you. 400 yards this week, I don't think it's going to be a problem. 31-27, Rams. Lions going to give them a fit, but I think the Rams win this game.
I agree. I think the Rams are just playing better football right now than the Lions. The Lions, I don't know. the second half of the season to me, and ever since they played Baltimore, really, I don't think they've been. They just haven't overwhelmed me with the way they play games. I mean, Hutchinson's dangerous on the line, but I just think right now the Rams, their defense isn't a pushover. They're pretty tough. And as far as, being up there in Michigan, winning the national title last night, the Rams have uniforms that are a lot like Michigan's in terms of the color scheme. I think the Rams, I don't think it has anything to do with this game, but I think the Rams are the team that's going to prevail in this game. And I still don't know. We got to see how Goff plays in a playoff game in this situation. He didn't look very good when he got to the Super Bowl that one year. Pressure, I don't know. Maybe it gets to him a little bit. I like the Rams.
Harris picked Detroit, so there's 4 Rams and 3 Detroits.
2 minutes to play first quarter. Wentz floats it down the sideline. It's caught. It's Nakua. It's a touchdown.
Getting their chance to contribute right here bodes well going down to the playoffs.
Another Carson Wentz run, and this one's into the end zone. Royce Freeman through the block and 44. Fake to Gibbs. Goff loads up, lets it rip. Man open, perfect throw. Kelly Freeman. Spot him out of bounds inside the 5.
All these games look really entertaining to me.
And I think that Super Bowl that Goff played in was on that field, wasn't it?
Was it in L.A.?
I thought when Goff was in it, I thought it was up in Detroit when they played New England.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might be right. I remember the other one where Stafford played in.
Okay, our last game is the ESPN game on Monday night at 7. It's supposed to be 72 degrees in Tampa Bay with a 69% chance of rain. Philadelphia Eagles are 11-6. Tampa Bay is 9-8. Philly is rated favored to win 2.5 points. 44 over and under.
Buccaneers hoping to have some fun by extending their season. Here's Edmonds up the middle, still going. Chase Edmonds with a first down.
Baker Mayfield got his bonus last week for taking the team to the playoffs. Who's first in this one?
You are.
You are. I thought he only had to play the game.
Yeah.
To get the bonus.
The bonus is to win. Was it to win a division championship? That's what it was. Yeah. All right. The Philadelphia Eagles. This team is in free fall right now.
Yeah. If we could get away with playing Tom Petty, we would.
Yeah, free falling.
All right, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts dislocated his finger. We learned this morning that it's not broken, but his throwing hand's got to be hurting. A.J. Brown has knee woes. This offensive line, which is rated first in the NFL, is banged up. And their secondary is reeling. Anybody can pass against that secondary. I think the Eagles need to get DeAndre Swift going again. The first time they played Tampa Bay, he had 130 yards. And Philly won that game 25-11. But going into this game, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games. And Tampa Bay has won 5 of their last 6 games. Evans, Goodwin, and Trey Palmer could have a field day against Philadelphia's secondary. The first game, Baker Mayfield only threw for 145 yards. I think it's a cinch he throws for a lot more than that this time around. I'm picking Tampa Bay to upset the Eagles. Bob?
The Eagles hasn't been playing very good the last month or so I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Tim?
Yeah, I think this may be the end of the free fall for the Eagles. I'll take the Buccaneers.
Rob.
I think both teams bad. Both teams are just not very good. It's hard for me to imagine the Eagles fall out of the playoffs week one. I just think they probably end up going to San Francisco next week and get the crap beat out of them. I mean, 30 points or something. But I don't know. I just think that they are going to give Mayfield fits again. 23-17. This was the hardest game for me to pick this week. I think Tampa can win this game if they keep their stuff together all game long. But something tells me the Eagles are going to get 4 or 5 big plays in this game. 23-17 Eagles.
You are in agreement with Harris. He's also picking Philadelphia. Keith?
Well, I think the Eagles are just another one of those teams with the way they're playing lately. I think they might be another team that shows up in the wild card round already, just kind of ready to pack it in. And I just have a feeling Tampa Bay's going to at least put up a fight in the week one. And, I kind of wonder a little bit how the Eagles players feel about their coach right now. Brian, you've kind of talked about Sirianni and kind of what your thoughts are about him and his personality and his, kind of being an adolescent or something. And I wonder if the players on that team are losing a little respect for him, or maybe a lot. I kind of see him as a guy that's going to be really on a hot seat starting next year. And I don't know. I think Tampa Bay is just playing better football right now. I think their receivers are going to have a good day against the Eagles. The Eagles are going to have to generate a pass rush consistently to have any kind of chance. But the Eagles offense, I just don't know if I really see much there that's clicking right now either. I think Tampa Bay wins this one, and it looks pretty good doing it.
There are issues with Sirianni, and I personally think if they get bounced out in his first game, he might be on the hot seat.
Oh, I think he'll get fired. I definitely think he gets fired if they lose this first game. Yeah, I'm with you. I think he will.
Yes, you're hearing something that.
Don't get Brian in trouble here with a song.
I won't.
Exactly. All right, that's good.
I don't have to make a phone call on this last game either, unless my nephew calls me. Then it'd be a legitimate phone call. On Sunday, my nephew says to me, Michael, I hope the Bucs don't win this division because then they got to play Philly, and if they win, they got to play the 49ers, and then their season will be over, okay? Baker Mayfield, you had a hell of a season. Too bad you may win Comeback Player of the Year award. I doubt it. I don't know who else would win it.
DeMar Hamlin or Joe Flacco.
Yeah, either one of those two. Isn't that sad? I'm not much of an Eagles fan, as you guys know. They played all their backups against the G-men last week, and they were that desperate to keep everybody off the streets. They're in Tampa, which I think is an advantage to Philly because they don't have to go up and play in the colder weather. It's going to be nice and cool, even though it may rain.
No, there might be an advantage not having to play in front of their own fans.
Yeah, that's true too. You know what? I got a hunch. I think that Hurts, his finger is better. I think Kenny Gainwell is going to score a touchdown or two. I think that Baker's going to crumble, just like his Snickers commercial that he did years ago. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the EGLS Eagles. That's
Four
fun.
of us picked Tampa Bay. 3 of us picked Philadelphia. This could be the week that's die Eagles die.
It could. It could.
All right, before we go, we've been on for an hour, but before we go, let's talk a little bit about our channels. Rob, you got a delivery you were talking about that we might be seeing some things on your channel.
Might see some APBA stuff that's thrown out here pretty soon. But right now, second season, 1980, AFC champions. It's Cleveland Browns playing at home against Miami Dolphins. And NFC, I've got the LA Rams, I think, playing at Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia was a 4 or 5 seed, and they're getting to play at home now. Everybody up top lost out, so we're gonna see what happens with those two teams. But so second season, that's what I'm really rolling with on my channel for right now.
Tim, what's going on your channel?
I have the 2007 Stratomatic Baseball Advanced League Championship Series, the Cubs and the Dodgers, and the Indians and the Yankees. I have filmed the Game 4 of the Dodgers and Cubs. I just need to get it uploaded, and then I will hopefully play the Indians and Yankees Game 4 coming up soon. But that will continue until I am done. After that, I will probably wait till RJL gets done with 1972 and play Roberto Clemente's final season.
Okay, Keith.
Well, I haven't really done any game playing in a long time.
You do a lot of chats. Keith,
yeah, I do mostly,
Keith.
but I should get some kind of a, maybe if I discuss with people kind of what they'd want to see, do some kind of a baseball project or something in the near future. Might be either doesn't have to be Strat. It could be. I got the 1979 payoff pitch set, and I've got some of the History Maker baseball teams, 69, and I've got some of the World Series teams. I got one of those World Series sets. So I don't know. I need to think of something and get something started on there. But
the 69 season is one of my favorite all-time seasons for sure. On my channel, I'm finishing up the Ted Williams Hunt for 400. He's got 3 more games to play on that. And then every year when the playoffs come, I like to put up the playoff games. And just recently, or I think just as of today, Downey Games, which can be found at downeygames.com, got up the 2023 ratings for the NFL teams. They also have the college ratings up as well, so I ordered those. And tomorrow morning, I'll have the Cleveland Texan game up for the Wildcard game, and then I think each day I'll do the other Wildcard games. May do Fast Drive if Al Wilson gets the 2023 ratings up in time. I rated him through 17 weeks, but I kind of want that last week also, so I may do these games with Downey Games. Anyway, thanks for watching this. Ron McGath was with us.
Thank you, Ron.
And commented very frequently.
Hey, Ron.
Thanks for tuning us in. Have a good day, everybody, and God bless.